And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Forgive me, we've got a lot of light coming through the roof today. So the sun is out in sunny Worthing. Okay, so video is about Uncle James Ali Bashir. I want to talk a bit more why I call him Uncle later. But we are going to get going. There's lots to talk about. So things I've seen a lot on the comment section is that James Ali Bashir deserved to get hit. Good afternoon to you all. He deserved to get hit. He was looking for that. He was talking greasy. If you took that stuff, you got to back it up. But I didn't know. The last time I looked at something is that if somebody's talking greasy to you, you face them 1-1. You don't go around the back of them and sucker punch them. That's cowardly stuff. That's the last thing I know. So anyone who is condoning somebody hit it, I get somebody saying something to somebody and there's been a disagreement and you're saying something you don't like, you feel you've been disrespected, or you hand and you want to go straight one-on-one with a situation with a person. Mano a mano. I get that. But I don't get this. There's a disagreement and then you go behind the person's back and then you punch him. And you punch him and it's a 71-year-old man. That I can't understand. So there's this talk about he was threatening a woman. Okay? Let's hear what James Ali Bashir has to say before I say anything. Okay, so this was yesterday that Uncle Bashir put this out. This was at 7:33 p.m. That's American time. Here it comes. Official statement from James Ali Bashir. The Coalition Shield supporters are saying that I acted poorly and was threatening. Yes, but only after they, in fact, were aggressive, threatening, and rude. Me first. You cannot have it both ways. It all started when Clarissa stepped on the scales. I wait to see the weight, only to become confronted by at least 3 members of her group in an extremely aggressive manner. And yes, I didn't step back as far as I did when would have come surely to blows. I am not a woman beater, but I will not allow anyone to mount an attack in me or attack me in any way, any form or fashion. In short, every action is liable to cause reaction. So when you tell the story, do it in its entirety. Oh, and if I were in fact on weight, what was the big deal in me watching the scales? Why didn't you want me to see? Didn't bottom line is I was extremely strained during the long ordeal and wound up being attacked myself, having numerous broken bones in my face by a bitchy coward who didn't have the nerves to face off with me the way he had men do, because he felt that he would be at a disadvantage, which he probably would have most likely been. Now, bearing in mind, this is a man that's 71 years old, who's told us in his previous communications that he's having he's having problems with his head, his eye, his cheekbones, but he's still writing and making these comments and letting you know what's going on. Now, this is what's happened. James Ali Bashir is a professional boxing trainer, guru, over 40 years in the sport of boxing. He is employed by Ivana Habazan to ensure that all goes well. His job as a trainer is to ensure that she makes weight, to make sure that the scales are correct, to make sure that all aspects of her as a boxer is correct. If this was Teddy Atlas, if this was Freddie Roach, if this was, I don't know, your favorite trainers, your well-known trainers, the ones that you all love and want to hype up and your broadcasters like to hype up, you would have been uproar about this. But because it's James Ali Bashir, there's a problem. First of all, he was doing what he was paid to do, which is to make sure that the weights and scales were correct. Now the fight's in Fleet. Michigan. Oh, he's in Fleet. And so therefore, remember, I'm not a jolly come lately that's just started doing videos in the last year. Bashir and myself have been speaking since 2013. Go check the history. The last interview we did was only a few days ago. Okay? And we were talking about, you can check it yourself, about Nigel Benn. It was a 2-hour interview. People of BWTM know the history of James Bashir. 40 years in boxing. This has never happened with this man. Why now? He told us before they went to Fleet, I don't want any funny stuff going on. I don't want no Fleet judges. I don't want no Fleet referee. You know, I want things to be, you know, above board. So he knew something was going amiss when he went to see what was going on the scales. Who were the people that was preventing him going and looking at the scales? For me personally, boxing needs to make some new rules in sanctions that when weigh-ins go on, fighters, trainers, the doctor, if need be, the doctor be there, and the officiators. That's it. No hangers-on, no brothers, no sisters, no aunts and uncles. That's a weigh-in. That's a professional thing. That promotion was unprofessional. Where was the security? Where was the security? Where was the security? Can somebody answer me that question? Where was the security? And had security been up there, this situation may not have happened. Now, from what I have been informed, there was no security. Why was there no security? Why was there no security? Why was there no security? There should have been security. One, there was no security. People say the security was crap. There was no security. I didn't see any security on there. Where was the security? And when that situation was getting out of control with Bashir and the other person, whoever the person was, security normally get involved with that. Security is to secure. A man is 71 years old, over 40 years in boxing, is not being secured. This is ridiculous. Do you know? And they're saying that Clarissa Shields, his team, is not responsible. Listen, if you condone and you allow these people to come on stage with you, you're just as bad as them. You sanctioned, verified, said, yes, they're okay, they can come on the stage. That is your team. You are responsible for it. You're responsible for it because you allowed them to come on stage and represent you. Those people are a representation of yourself. If you're prepared to put your boxing career on the line and allow these people to come on stage and do such a thing. Now, you got to bring character into this. Do you understand? You bring character into this. This was obvious. This was targeted clearly. We know Shields were concerned about this fight. Their team was concerned about the fight. They were concerned. They knew they weren't going to be in a knockoff job. So this was not on. This was not on. Now, according to Bashir, the person that attacked, sucker punched him, ran into a police officer, straight into the arms of a police officer. So that's what I understand. I don't care who did it. Don't care who did it. Shields needs to be banned because she is responsible for that team. Responsible. Responsible. You, that person is up there on that stage because they're connected to the boxing association, the promoter, your team, or the opposition team. Otherwise, why would they be up on that stage? Why are they up on the stage? Where was the security? Why, when you well knew the press conference, the first one was heated, why was there no security put in place for the second time? Question. 40 years in boxing. When have you seen James Ali Bashir caught up in something like this? Only when he goes to fling. Name anybody else. Another thing, which is quite damning about this situation. People today capture last minute and say, and take your career with it. James Ali Bashir's claim to fame now won't be for taking Usyk to the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Won't be for guiding Maurice Harris. Won't be for working with great fighters in the heavyweight division. Won't be for working with Vlad Tsarenko. And by the way, today, James Ali Bashir was meant to be flying out of America back to Germany to go and train Vlad Tsarenko, his heavyweight fighter, to fight soon. That's all out the window now because of what's happened here. He told us it. You know what? After this fight with Shields, I'm going to go and I'm going to Germany. You don't get this. People don't get this. Myself and Bashir had planned to have a tour in the UK so that all the other people who want to know more about boxing and do a masterclass, it was planned. We had it planned. But the Shields fight came up and that became the focus. So all those people that say, well, you know what? He deserved that. Well, okay. When your grandma, your granddad, or your dad, or your uncle gets into altercation on the street, and let's say they're just trying to defend themselves and they get whacked. You're talking to a man here that could have died. A man that could have died. And you have the nerve to say, well, you know what? He deserved it. Well, okay. If a bunch of youths come up to your granddad or your grandmother or your mum or your dad or your uncle and they start and then that older person, that mature person, right, tries to defend themselves. Now remember, a lot of people saying that Bashir was talking smack, but they don't hear what he said. Back up, back up, back up. So Bashir didn't just come out saying this stuff. What triggered it in the first place? What triggered it? So now let's look at the ramifications of this now. So what we've seen. So the lead up to the fight, since they arrived in America for the fight, that has to be looked into. That situation there where he's now injured. So now he's injured, so he couldn't train Habazan and have her for the fight for the night to work with on the night. So that's 3 months of training camp he's had with Ivana. 3 months down the drain from a sucker punch. So that's 3 months out there in Colombia. Then obviously the fight. Now Vlad Tsarenko. He was training Vlad Tsarenko. So that's out of the window as well. So you tell me, boxing fans, you tell me. And his career after that. Because we have to take into consideration the fight didn't happen. So let's say Ivana Habazan pulled off the upset and she beat Shields. Let's talk about that for a second. And the adulation and respect that Bashir would have got for that as well. That's another thing that people need to take into consideration. What about that? And the rewards for that and the potential other fighters. Because this was a big window for Bashir. A big window. He's been there before, but this was a big window to show he could do it again. And let's not even talk about the death threats that Ivana Habazan had to encounter and deal with while she was in Flint. So it's proper ghetto hood stuff, right? And it's embarrassing. And this is where boxing, women's boxing, was really reaching a certain level. But I guess if you put certain people as ambassadors in positions that are not ambassadorial material, what sort of comments you get out? Things like, well, maybe you should fly another coach. Really? So people are saying Ali was wrong too. But you're saying he was wrong too. He was wrong too. He was doing his job. Don't you get it? He was doing his job. He was going to check what, before you hear what Ali Bashir was saying, he was being stopped from doing his job. That's like me, you're coming to work to earn your living, to make your bread in the morning, and you're coming into the office and I block you at the door. And I say to you, you're not coming to work today. And you say to me, no, what do you mean you ain't going to work? I say, you're not coming to work today. And then you get angry about that because you're in my way. And you're aggressive. I'm aggressive about it. And you're defending myself. And you catch up that shot. You capture that. Bam, that's captured. What about, why is it, when everyone's talking all this stuff about he deserved it, why is it the camera didn't roll the punch? Because if they could roll that, surely they could roll the punch as well. Why was that not rolled? Why was the presser not live? Why was the weighing not live? This is showtime. Why was it not live? Now, is things not amiss there? Something not right there? Certainly something not right here for me. So what's going on? So if you think, if in your mindset, you believe that a 71-year, now get this straight. You might say he deserved it. Okay, he was talking smack. So in your mindset, then he should have got punched. All right, cool. Okay, I can entertain that. But a sucker punch is a difference. That means you go behind somebody and punch them because you haven't got the character to face them head on. So you go behind the back. So what you're basically saying is you condone the cowardliness. Think about this a second. Think about this. So you're condoning the cowardly behavior. So that don't make any sense. Unless that's what you're condoning. So what you're basically saying is, yeah, okay, he deserved the punch, but we should go around the head back and punch. That's cowardly. That's not even manly. That's no character in that. That's not right. That's not fair. And Bashir said himself, okay, you got a problem with me. I don't mind throwing down. I don't mind if you whoop my ass and we had a throw down and you whoop my ass, it's fine. But to go behind my back and punch me in the back of my head or punch me when I'm not looking. Why did they do that? Why did they do that? You see, there's and that sucker punch round the back of the head or the sucker punch is symptomatic of the whole of this promotion. Back of the head, sucker punching, snake-like behavior. You didn't give the old back because you know there's a possibility you would have got your ass whooped. Cowardly. Now, people that talk about this person that's ducking this person, that person ducking that person. Hey, hold on. If it's fair is fair. In the world of boxing, you're quick to say this person got exposed and this person ducking this person. Now we have a situation where two people, and it wasn't even two people, it was a crowd of people that went for Bashir. A crowd. 3 or 4 were attacking Bashir. Now, is that fair? Is that fair? And he said, back up, back up, back up. I think he said it 3 times. So there was an intent to cause damage. Never mind about what Bashir said. There was an intent to take Bashir out of the game. And Fly Another Coaching tells me, yeah, I'm good to fight. I'm good to fight. We got your coach out the way. Now we took out your best weapon. Now we're ready to fight. So it's cowardly. And Showtime have a lot to answer for. Where was the security? There's a lot of questions to be asked. A lot of questions to be asked. It was a shocking promotion. Shocking. And if you condone this, then that's the gutter of where boxing is, unfortunately. My opinion, Flink should never hold another high-profile boxing event again, ever, period. Or not for the next 10 years. Or if they're going to hold it, it has nothing to do with Clarissa Shields. Now, you think about all the female boxers in the world. Think about it. Think about all the female fighters. This has never happened like this. You get scuffles, you know, even Mike Tyson. I was having this conversation the other day. Even Mike Tyson. Yeah, he had his fight with Mitch Green outside the ring. That was one-on-one. Mike Tyson again. Yeah, he talked smack and he said a lot of crap to a lot of people. But even with the Lennox Lewis thing, that was one-on-one. Mike bit him on his leg, but it was still one-on-one. He took a punch from Lennox as well. That was one-on-one. Riddick Bowe, Jorge Gonzalez, one-on-one. One boxer versus another boxer. This needs to be a lesson, and there needs to be a rule in place universally, every boxing organization, that only the boxer, the trainer, the person doing the scales, and the officiating governing body is on the stage. Nobody else. Nobody else. Nobody else. And if camera crew want to do it afterwards, then okay, the camera crew are there as well. That's it. What the hell are you doing up on stage? Stopping a man doing the scales. What are you doing? Are you official? Why are you stopping him checking the scales? Why are you up there in the first place? What is your role? Are you a trainer? Are you the trainer? Last time I checked, John David Jackson was the trainer. So what are you doing up? I'm sure Clarissa Shields can get on the scales and weigh herself in. She doesn't need 10 people to watch her weigh in. I'm sure she's done it. I'm sure she's done many weigh-ins as an amateur and as a pro. I'm sure she did lots of weigh-ins as a very young girl, weighing in amateur fights without the whole shebang. Didn't need it. So there was no need for them to be up on stage. So again, Clarissa Shields is responsible for these people being up on the stage. Now, the promoter, well, you know, they're responsible for security and all that stuff. So we're just talking about Bashir's situation. So lawsuits should be coming from that side of things. Don't mind Ivana Habazan, 3 months of training, top quality sparring. I suspect, this is what I think. This is what I suspect. If you look on Instagram, no word of a lie, you look at the type of quality sparring that Ivana Habazan brought into camp. Think about it a second. Think about the quality sparring she brought in. Now, Shields was already struggling with the weight. We know this. Just imagine. Boxing's a small circle. Believe me. All it takes is for one of those girls to have said, and if they've sparred Shields before, they go, hey, this girl hits like a man. And you know what? She's coming for you. And what they're working at in camp, you're going to have some serious problems. I'm not sure this girl's going to be hitting you back. And I ain't sure you're going to get your own way. This girl ain't easy. That stuff gets round. Believe me, those things get round. Those things get round. And we don't know mentally how a person responds to that sort of stuff. Remember, this was all about the Clarissa Shields show. This wasn't the Ivana Habazan show. Get it very clear. The A side. It was all about Clarissa winning three world titles or 3 different weights or whatever it was. Right? It was about Clarissa Shields. It was all about Clarissa. It was built for Clarissa. The platform was built for her. The greatest woman of all time, all this stuff. Yeah? It was all built for her. The platform was there. But, you know, you either got the character, don't care how good you could fight. If you either got character or you haven't got character. And in this case, the character didn't stand up. And the character's reflected not just in Clarissa Shields, but in her team. So everyone keeps talking about he deserved it. Okay. That's just your mindset. And people reveal themselves in situations like this. So if you're following people like this on your Twitter feed, you're just as bad as them if you continue to follow them. If you've got these sort of people on your Facebook page and they're saying that they deserve it, you're supporting that, well, that's where you're at as well. If you're supporting that sort of mate. If you're going to YouTube channels and you're condoning sucker punch, not man on man fight, if you're condoning that, then fine. You know, you're part of that as well. And I will tell you now, James Bashir is no woman beater. That I can tell you. Straight up. Straight up. I had to get on the phone to talk, right? So he's not that kind of man. I can tell you that. I've seen the man up close. I've been around the man. He's not that kind of man. He has been a mentor for me since 2013. Okay? Since 2013. This man has given me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding beyond my own years. And he's a credit to the sport of boxing. The problem with James Bashir is that he speaks his truth. And he isn't involved. He doesn't want to get caught in the BS. And when I knew he got sucker punched, I knew from the fact of all the interviews. When you do interviews, you get to know a person and what a person's about and what a person's character's about. And you know that he's not going to stand for any BS. He's not going to stand for BS, and he's not going to be intimidated or threatened by anybody. He's not going to do it. This is a guy that's ran the civil rights movement and marched against racism. This is the type of man that Bashir is, a soldier. And a man like that is not going to back down easily, regardless of who you are or what you are. Wrong is wrong. So, again, put it in its proper context. Even if you think Bashir was out of line saying what he was saying, okay, fair enough. He's out of line for saying what he's saying. And you feel that laying of hands is the way to solve the problem. Okay, fair enough. But sucker punching someone? Is that the way you solve the problem? That's just cowardly. And karma, believe me, when I say this, karma's coming round. What you put in the universe comes back to you. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. What you put out there comes back round. So if you're putting out, if your intentions ain't good, trust me, it comes back and it comes back worse. Believe me. So I don't care how many fights Clarissa Shields wins. I don't care how many girls she beats. No. A champion is not just about belts. Okay? Champion is about this character. Do you understand? Character. And listen, karma hasn't lost the fight yet. You know the people who worry about karma most are the people that know they've done wrong. Karma hits us all, trust me. Those who are not doing well, those who are not doing right. It's okay. It's the sucker punch. But I would love to know why they were stopping James Bashir. Watch Ivana Habazan on the scales. That's what I want to know. Was it because they were going to say that she didn't come in on the right weight? Or were they going to say she failed the weight, so then she wasn't able to fight and win the world title? Was that another tactic? That's the question. Because obviously, if they tinker with the scales and Bashir is an experienced trainer, then she has to go and lose more weight. And if she loses more weight, if she has to lose more weight, then that means she's weakened for the fight. Okay? Now remember this, people. Shields was coming down from middleweight down to light middleweight. Ivana Habazan moved up to middleweight. She's not a natural middleweight. She's more light middle. So the scales suited Habazan. Habazan wasn't training to lose weight. She was training strategically on how to beat Clarissa. Clarissa was making to lose weight, remember. So that wasn't an advantage to Clarissa Shields. We don't know how she dropped the weight. Did she crash the weight? If she crashed the weight, then she may have looked good on the outside. But we don't know how she would have done in the fight itself. Crashing weight is not good for your body. And we don't know how she reacted to punches. And you don't know how she reacted in a tough fight. You just don't know. But this shenanigans now, she may stick around at light middleweight now and try and get herself used to the weight at light middleweight, which will then suit Clarissa Shields. But there needs to be a serious investigation. And the legal ramification for that as well is another thing as well. Okay, so I've said my points so far. And also Vlad Tsarenko. I feel so sorry for Vlad Tsarenko because that's his trainer. And that's it. That was his march towards moving into the heavyweight top 10. Bashir now is not there to train him, which is not good for Vlad Tsarenko. So that's another thing for people to look at as well. Okay, let's go back up the top. People don't like truth, you see. People want to hear greasy talk and people want to hear like fiction, but they want to hear fact. Now, I understand that. Okay, so let's go to the top of this and hear what boxing fans and people of BWTM are on. Hey, by the way, you're in the room, smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything to smash the like button. I take my time to bring you this news and talk to you, to engage. The least you can do is smash the like button and show a bit of love in here. Don't let the haters win. Okay, so, Mr. Glasgow says, only idiots and LDBC fanboys are saying Uncle deserved it. Anyone else is seeing a 70-plus-year-old man, veteran, getting sucker punched. Well, I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to use LDBC and fan. You don't have to say that. I just think you just have to say just general people. It doesn't have to come under certain tags, you know. So my response to that is not everybody in the LDBC is ignorant. Not everybody in the LDBC is not everybody's like that. There are people in LDBC that I know that are fuming and are absolutely disgusted at it. I know Blood Boxing for one and Trap House Boxing for two are two people that have spoken out about it already. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, another that's spoken out about it. So I don't really think it's about LDBC. I think that's a bit harsh. I think there are members of the LDBC that don't do, you know, with every organization, there's always one or two people that let the team down, you know, unless they get X'd out. And I hope that those people who think that way do get X'd out, because that sort of behavior is unacceptable. Anyway, good afternoon, says MZTTUK. David Pickard says, hey all. Glasgow says, this was a professional setting. This ain't jailhouse rules. LOL. Agree there. People need to learn how to be civilized, says Glasgow. Pickard says, he was talking smack to a woman, though. Okay. Hi, Prince Nine. Pickard says, threatening a woman. And then Mr. MZTTUK says, Clarissa Shields is a gang member. That's why she wears blue hair. Gang members should not be allowed in boxing. She should be stripped. Very interesting insight there, sir. If you could give information on that, that would be great. Where you've got that information from. I know there's the Bloods and the Cribs. I know about that. I got educated about that after walking through Compton many years ago. Anyway, Glasgow says, if a woman talks crap, you can talk crap back. Yeah, I think so. He threatens my daughter, mum. Okay, says Mr. Pickard. Get smacked. But did he threaten? Did he threaten? And how did that come out? And why did that come out? Who threatened first? The people that threatened Bashir had every right to be on that stage. Those people had no right to be on that stage. Let's put something in its right order. If those people were on the stage, this wouldn't happen, and Bashir would have gone about his business, and we would have had a fight. So remember this. Yo, Prince. Kalicious people too sensitive. Who you're not going to take some bad mouthing as it is. It affects them that much that they need to get physical. Let's see what people say. There's a lot of people talking here, so I'm trying to catch up on what people are saying. Hey, you got to bear with me. I'm going through the comments. Yeah, but okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I know you talk about this, but should they have been on the stage in the first place? What business did they have on the stage to be threatened in the first place? You shouldn't be on the stage. You had no business being on the stage. So if you had no business being on the stage, then that makes them null and void. They shouldn't be on the stage. Should not be on the stage, and they're not official. Why would they stop Bashir checking the scales? That's what I want to know. Clarissa Shields will be instinct with the dinosaurs when passing the gun to the family member. You can't change stupid people thinking it's okay hitting senior citizens because of greasy talk. Oh, Glasgow says playground crap. Okay. Let me go through these comments a second. Glasgow says hollow threats or physically sucker punching an OH pensioner and running out like a bitch. Security shy. I wouldn't hit a racist 70-year-old senior citizen. Real talk. I wouldn't either. People probably gave Clarissa's team too much credit. That's probably what happened. That's how they got on the stage. Shouldn't be on the stage. They have no class. Security should have been tightened. They should have felt the tension, says David Pickard. It was obvious. Boxing is a solo sport. You're your own CEO. Agreed. Take responsibility. Prince Nice says facts ingrown. Flying another coach. Yeah, that was Christian's great line. I'm with you on that note, mate. Says it's a team effort, but still down to the puncher only. He should be on prison, says Pickard. Glasgow says people will remember Uncle for lying on the floor covered in blood, unfortunately. That's it. They will mark his career for that now, not the great stuff he's contributed in boxing, which is a damn shame. They will remember Bashir as a great coach. I hope they damn well do. Who was with Ali Bashir at the weigh-in? No one. Bashir has a lot of friends in boxing. He's well respected. Of course he is. You can say that the other way around. If it was your daughter just standing there, then do nothing. Well, first of all, my daughter would not be on the stage. She'd be sitting where there's a thing called spectators. That's where she would be. That's the place where spectators belong. There. She ain't fighting. She ain't no official. I don't need her there. In the audience, where you belong. Know your place. Know your role. Shut your mouth. Know your place. Know your role. You are audience. You're not an official. You're not a trainer. You're not a manager. You're not a promoter. You're not a doctor. And you're not part of the boxing organization. You're not part of Showtime. What the hell are you doing up on the stage? Huh? Come on. You're just a member of family. With all due respect, members of family can sit in the audience. They can go backstage. That's nice. You can give VIP passes in your dressing room. Come fight time. Okay, nice. No reason for them to be on top table. No reason for them whatsoever to be on a stage of a weigh-in. Sorry. Unacceptable. No excuses about that. And he could have died. That's the point. Yes, Eve, I hope you're well. It's game over for Clarissa Shields. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the boxing organization deal with this. It's in Flint, so who knows what the ramifications are and how the legal system works out there. If it's anything like the water system, it ain't going to work very well at all, and you just have to say it as it is. He must have left the chairs to get over to them as well. That's a very good point. He kept harassing them too. He went over and kept threatening someone's friend or daughter. Yeah, but you're seeing a flashpoint of that. We don't know the full situation. Don't you think he should take some responsibility for what happened? Don't you think, Brian, that security should be there on stage? Don't you think, Brian, that if you were being approached by 3 people stopping you, stop your fight, watch your fighter at the weigh-in and start talking greasy to you and being verbally and physically threatening, and you have to say, back up, back up, back up. Come on. So it's all well and good saying it until it happens to you, and then we have a different talk. And if you're condoning somebody getting... So you're basically saying, Brian, is that a 71-year-old should be getting sucker punched in the back of the head and almost dying because he spoke greasy. That's what you're thinking. Okay, fair enough. It's your own. There's no excuse in putting your hands on someone. Matt B said, how much of a coward do you have to be to sucker punch a 71-year-old? This is a fool. This is a coward. This is a fool. This fool is a coward for life. Yeah, and look at the video footage. It gets cut and it spans to the other side of the hall. So whoever did that video footage should be asked some questions. They purposely take Bashir's shit talk out of context for them to justify attacking him. Of course, we know that. What makes it worse is that he was sucker punched. He could have died. He deserved to almost die, says Eve Popat. I agree. How is it a 30-year-old man feeling threatened enough by a 70-year-old that he has to ambush him with a sucker punch? Nobody should put hands on anybody. Bashir was protecting his team. What team is gonna go near classless shields after this circus show? That's what it is. Why was the fight in Flint, Michigan anyway? Well, you tell me. To suit Shields, the homecoming. And the person, even another fantastic point you made here, the person didn't give Bashir the chance to fight back, and he even made it a point and said, listen, if I'd got my ass whooped, fine. But the fact you didn't allow me to throw punches at you is a problem. There was intent to cause damage. Now, there was some talk flying around about attempted murder. That was flying around. That's some heavy stuff to be flying around. It was not done by a trainer, was it? People in positions have to act accordingly. Otherwise, things like this can happen. Yeah? Well, Brian, question I ask you again. Where was the security? Big fight like this, where was the security? We saw at the press conference, things were getting out of hand. Where was the security? Nobody else should be up on that stage. Those people who are on the stage should not have been on stage. Simple as. Hamza says, I was debating on another channel. You can't debate with an idiot. You can't debate with an idiot. That's why they're an idiot. You can't debate with them. You've got to leave them to their own devices until you find out that somebody in their family gets an ass whooping, or that happens to them. And then it's a different story altogether. Yeah, why were all these ghetto hood rats on stage in the first place? Because they were given verification. Whoever gave verification whether it be the promoter or the manager or the promotional team, whoever allowed those individuals to be on the stage during a weigh-in, who are responsible, and the promoter may have something to do with that, need to be investigated, and then there needs to be some justice served. These dudes have never been out of Flint. John Hughes at David Pickard attempted to justify this is a losing battle. The only justification for hitting Bashir would have been physically attacked first. Sucker punching cannot be justified. There we go. So Bashir didn't hit anybody. He didn't hit a woman. Let's get something straight here. If Bashir hit a woman and then he got attacked, sucker punched, well, then maybe there'd have been a bit more. Yeah, you know what? He threw the first punch. He punched the girl first, and then the guy came from the back and punched him in the head. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Still cowardly, but at least you could say, well, Bashir threw the first punch. But he didn't. He was sucker punched. She have lost all belts on scale. That would have been interesting. Yes, that would have been very interesting. Did Shields make the weight? Did Clarissa Shields make the weight? That's interesting because Bashir would like to have known. Bashir knew that Clarissa Shields was struggling to make the weight. He said it in our interview. So that's another point. Clarissa Shields on the scales. Why were they stopping Bashir looking at Clarissa on the Shields on the scales? Probably reaching, but maybe this stopped them from getting stripped from missing weight. Interesting. Great wrongers of all time. Utterly classless. Hi, my name is Clarissa Shields. I won less than 10 fights. I'm the greatest of all time. Well, I don't know. Bashir is outspoken, has temper at times, but has never shown to be violent. Agreed. Just goes to show you can't buy class. I'm kind of done with Clarissa Shields. John Hughes says, Bashir obviously hit a nerve in wanting to see the weight, and that seemed to be the trigger for that attack. Yeah, that needs to be explored more, says Glasgow. People have died in Reading from taking one punch to the head. A son got into an argument with his dad after a night out, punched his dad, and killed him with one punch. Let me tell you something. I have lost a member of family for one punch at the back of the head. That is Jade Defoe. Jade Defoe got hit in the back of the head by a friend. Okay, they had an altercation, and Jade got hit in the back of the head, and he hit the floor. He went to hospital and he had a brain hemorrhage. So I know about people getting hit at the back of the head and dying. Okay, Jade Defoe. All right, look it up. Jade Defoe. He is the brother or stepbrother of Jermaine Defoe. Go look it up. Got hit in the back of the head, boom, and hit the concrete. Died in hospital, brain hemorrhage. So I know. I'm not talking at the side of my mouth. I know, right? So you can go and do the research you want about it. That's how he died. Okay. Want to hear what? People are saying a lot of things. Clarissa, delusion of grandeur. Let's see. Yeah, karma doesn't lose an address. That's a tree. Yeah, I was backing her too, but after this, I can't condone people's lives being put in danger. Makes worry about the next team to show up. That's true. Gangbangers need to be banned. Okay. Yeah, we need to look at the weight issue. Why bring LDBC into it? I've seen some channels denouncing this. Keep your agenda to yourself, Guerrero. Yep, that's what I said myself. Carissa looked weak and scared on stage, just running her mouth more and more the closer it came to the fight. That's what it looked like to me as well. Why did they not want Bashir to see the scales? That's the question. Hey, people, you're in the room. Smash the like button. All those people on stage were there for intimidation to block Mr. Bashir seeing the scales. That's what we're talking about there now. I've seen a lot of big channels who just address Mr. Bashir as just the trainer. Now their credibility is done with me. Yeah, a lot of you know the quality of the channel you're watching when they are either crediting or discrediting a trainer. You know the quality of a channel. Yeah, if they just say the trainer, I can't even pronounce. Somebody said it. Somebody called him Bash Ali. I'm like, what? And then one clown was on. I had to block him. One clown was on Twitter, and he said how I because I've got a UK accent and because I was standing behind a curtain that looked like it was a hospital, I should be discredited. The fact of the matter was, I got the information and I just sort of hit the record button. I didn't have time to get behind this and sit down and talk. So, and then when I looked at the person's Twitter feed, they had 150 followers and 140 was following, something like that. So I just blocked their ass. Clarissa Shields knows did it but won't come forward because of this stupid no snitching code. None of them are in the mob. Why adhere to something you're not a part of? Spot on. It makes me feel there was a premeditative element to this. It was premeditative. I've told you that. Premeditative. Most people talking about the situation just read headlines and run with it. Don't know the details. They weren't there. God bless Bashir. I hope he's back and healthy again. Good seeing you in the room, Cameron. If it was my letters and copies of the footage will be sent to the Olympic Commission, sanctioning bodies, and Showtime. Get her stripped and the medals taken away. Up north in the US, there's not many police departments, just private companies in cities like Detroit and the court. Okay, thanks for that, Texan. When you start touching the money, then these people start coming forward admitting. Salute. Salam alaikum, brother. Yasser Hussein. Salam alaikum, brother. And as you say, salam alaikum, wa alaikum salam, brother. It doesn't matter who started what. Things like this shouldn't be happening in the sport. Brian O'Shaughnessy says, unless it was a trainer or an official member of the team, then not much can be done. I've been in similar situations, but have to adapt. Okay. Well, Brian, question is, I'm hoping this is the same Brian O'Shaughnessy that trains Mahib Fazaldin down at the Peacock Gym. If it's you, my brother, I hope you are well. Another top trainer in the UK, Brian O'Shaughnessy. Much respect to you, brother. And please don't take anything I'm saying disrespectfully. I'm just a little closer to the situation. But yeah, I get what you're saying. As a professional boxing trainer yourself, being in hundreds or maybe thousands of shows, and knowing boxing yourself, I'm sure that you would have come through countless situations. Let us respect the people in the room that are part of the sport and have a pivotal part of the sport today. If this is Brian, the same Brian O'Shaughnessy, then shout out to Brian. After a certain age, you're too old to resort to violence over comments, even if they were insulting. End of the day, the people responsible took money and food off fighters' table, uncalled for. Salute, King. Her career was going so good. Shake my head. Was it set up to tarnish Mr. Bashir? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But if people go back and listen to the videos, I was meant to do an interview with Bashir the night before. But because of so much buffoonery that has been going on, I wasn't able to get the interview for you. So that in itself will tell you what's been going on before it led up to this. Sleep deprivation can cause people to act as well less tolerant. If they had death threats like what was being said, it makes for attempted murder charge. Yes, it does. Definitely. What would this be? Would this have been treated more severely if it had not been women's boxing? Who knows? Who knows? Let's imagine if this was Teddy Atlas. Let's imagine this was Freddie Roach. Let's imagine this was Ben Davidson. Let's imagine this was Peter Fury, or imagine it was just somebody else, right? Imagine it was those people that got sucker punched. Yeah. Would the reports have been the same? Would the reports have been the same if it was Eddie Hearn that got sucker punched by one of these mobsters? Would the reports have been the same? If it had been Lou DiBella, would the reports have been the same? If it had been Bob Arum that had got sucker punched, what would you be saying today? And if your line is different because it's Bob Arum, or because it's Eddie Hearn, or because it's Peter Fury, or because it's Ben Davidson, or because it's Freddie Roach, or because it's Robert Garcia, or because it's Emmanuel Stewart, if your views change based on the personality and not the actual principle of being sucker punched, and it is not acceptable, then there's some biasness in your own thought process, and then you're not given a balanced point of view, and really and truly there's some favoritism there. It is unacceptable regardless if it's a 71-year-old man, if it's a 25-year-old man, if it's a 30-year-old man, if it's a 30-year-old woman. It is unacceptable. Laying hands on a person, sucker punching, is unacceptable. And it's unacceptable. If you have a problem, face to face, if it's on the street and you scuffle, I'm not condoning it, but it is what it is. It happens. If the scuffle had happened, it was him and someone else scuffling, and it happened on the stage, fine. We saw Chisora, we saw Hay. That was one-on-one. It scuffled. There was a bit of things. There was a black eye for boxing. We get on with it. Okay? Tyson and Lewis scuffle. We get on with it. Mitch Green, Tyson, we get on with it. Okay? We get on with it. But this is unacceptable. Again, Flint is looking bad. First, Durrell's uncle and Getty. And now this real unprofessional and cowardice behavior from these brothers from Flint. Well, you know what? Boxing should not go to Flint again. Shouldn't. They should ban boxing from Flint. Should ban boxing from Flint. Sorry. There should not be another major boxing event in Flint again. Period. Can't be trusted. Hamza S. That's the problem. If you don't have your day, ones come around and you're a sellout. And if you keep them around you, you can't seem to leave the street mentality on the street. Yeah, that's true. John Hughes, the whole event was tainted was slanted towards Christian Shields. It was very much so. She would have known that there were weight issues. Maybe the team was there to prevent the weigh-in being observed. Correct. Why was the event not live? Why was this event not live? Why was the press conferences not live? For such a main undisputed champion to be fighting on Showtime, why was the press conference not live? Why was the weigh-in not live? Can somebody answer that question to me? Yes, I remember that story. It's very bad. You're talking about the Jay DeVoe situation. Yeah, it was a tough time. And then after that, Defoe had to fly back from the World Cup. Remember, for Nancy, who died by the swimming pool. Do you remember that? It was a bad year for us. Real bad year. Didn't know you were Bashir's uncle's manager. Well, he said it in enough interviews that he wanted me to manage him, and we were planning to do things together, but you know how it goes. Ingram, did Bashir have a successful surgery? So I understand he has done. I will be in touch with him again today. Bob Aram. Sleep deprivation is a method of torture. People can use it to get information, admission from a suspect. Yeah, so that's my point with that as well. Sleep deprivation, 3 days. 3 days of arguing and fighting to get what's right. This will all come out in the wash. Remember the melee between Freddie Roach's camp and Robert Garcia in the build-up to Pac-Man Rios? People were outraged that Roach got kicked in the chest, and they should have been. Well, yeah. Lots of bias in reporting this. Of course, there's biasness. But, you only know about the people and the people behind the camera, or the people bringing you the content that you're going and constantly watching over and over and over again when incidents like this happen. Do they stand on on a balanced perspective, or are they going to be like this all the time? Because if they're like that all the time, then your mindset's going to be like that as well. And you're kind of part of the problem. You're kind of part of the problem. Clarissa Shields was most probably overweight, and the crew at the weigh-in was there to prevent the weigh-in being observed, and hitting Bashir was not a coincidence. Agreed. I think that was probably the case. Take it you're a Rangers fan then, Ingram, if you're related to Jermaine Defoe. That means I would have to be a fan of every club that Jermaine Defoe was at. I remember where he was at West Ham. I remember before he went to West Ham. And then when he had the free transfer to come, he had the choice to go between Arsenal and Tottenham. Did you know that? Did you know Jermaine was on a free transfer? It was him and Paul Robinson. And Jermaine wanted to come to Arsenal. He ended up going to Tottenham because Arsene Wenger, once again, the great tactician that Wenger is, and he knows how to spot a talent, doesn't he? He said that he didn't think that Jermaine Defoe was good enough. Just like he didn't think a £280,000 Drogba wasn't good enough. And we know what Drogba went and did with his career. So, yeah, he wasn't good enough, but Nicholas Bentner was. Yeah, he wasn't good enough, but Aldair was. Yeah, great, of course. I don't want to talk no more about that. If it was Freddie Roach, they would have been getting more attention. Well, you know that. That's why I talk about this sport being biased and agenda driven. I'm telling you, if it was Freddie, it was something else. Tyson Lewis, Green Tyson, Moraes Barreros, we understand. They were fighters and emotions were heightened, but not this stuff. Shields needs her belts taken away, for example. The loser who sucker punched Bashir cost Clarissa an £800,000 payday and probably future endorsements. Separate yourselves from people with less to lose than you or learn the hard way. The attacker, this is John Bravo, says the attacker on behalf of Clarissa's sister, and that make Clarissa's team liable for the attack. It's on video. They knew the guy who attacked him. It's plain to see. There you go. You're bringing into question I never considered asking. This stuff is just serious with Shields camp. I would love to weigh Clarissa Shields today. I'd love to know. Love to know how much she weighs now as well. That'd be interesting. Because she did not look good. No, before the weigh-in, she did not look good. She looked sick. She did not look like somebody who made the weight comfortably. I remember that sad year. It was World Cup year, remember? Like him or not, Floyd Mayweather said of the situation like this: you can't save everyone. You can't take everyone with you. He might visit Michigan, but he left and doesn't live there. Wow. LOL, classic Arsene Wenger. Yeah, it's classic. Jermaine's a smart boy picking Spurs. Yeah, that's why I enjoy smashing Spurs on PS20, even though I'm just managing. It's good. What is bad that the TV company and promoters are in on this and complicit? Absolutely. If it were Freddie Roach, that scary coward wouldn't have even got paid a finger on him. These ghetto N-words only attack other blacks. Yeah. I don't see how Clarissa isn't liable when her team had a clear altercation with Bashir and then he ends up getting attacked. Not coincidence at all. Where can I see that Floyd link? You got a link. Right. So I think that's about it from me on this particular situation. Of course, let me see if there's anything else. Let me see if there's any other information. So let me just check before I go any last information for you. Okay, this is from Ivana Habazan, the latest from her. This is what she's got to say. I want to say my coach, James Bashir, is fine. The surgery that was grown up yesterday went well. He's good. In a few months, they will have another surgery because they will make correction. Well, that's it. Coming home soon. Thank you all. So there you have it. That's Ivana Habazan letting us know that Bashir's surgery went well. There will be another surgery in a few months' time. And yeah, she's going to be going home. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and like button, please. And share this video. And all these people that are talking, please take these questions and ask them. Ask the people out there the questions. Ask them the questions. That was, and I tell you what was unacceptable as well. That incident that happened over in Dublin where somebody got shot. That was unacceptable as well. I mean, security can only do so much. Love your channel, Ingram Jones. What a legend you are. I hope Sky recruit you as a pundit. Sky will never recruit me as a pundit. Never, ever, ever, ever recruit me as a pundit. They wouldn't. And you see why they wouldn't recruit me as a pundit? Because I speak the damn truth. And these guys are just scripts and more scripts. I'm going to talk about GGG and Devonchenko, and it won't be nice. But I kind of told you. That's why I didn't even bother. I didn't bother doing a video on it because I knew what garbage was coming out of it. Thank you so much, JStar875 Smith. I appreciate you so much. If you love the channel so much, please don't just subscribe. Don't just smash the like button. Share the video. Share the love. Get it out on social media. Spread the word. All right? Let's see. Thanks for the updates. You're very welcome. Great showing, and thank you. Sky Pundits read scripts. They damn well read scripts. Damn right, they wouldn't be able to handle your truth. Of course they won't handle my truth. I tell them straight. I tell them straight. Ask yourself one question. If it's not scripted, if you want to, the way to test if Sky is scripted, ask yourself two questions. Why is it when Pauline Malignaggi is talking in commentary with everyone else, his views are so different to everybody else? One. And two, why is it that Spencer Ferron is never live? Why? Because they can't control him. Because if Spencer's live, he's going to tell you some stuff that you might not want to hear. You know, people like John Fury, they'll tell you as it is. Peter Fury, he'll tell you like it is. Dave Allen would make a good pundit, but I don't know if they'd allow him to speak his truth. If you're a good boy, you do well. Listen, good boys do well. Good boys who don't speak the truth do well. Understand it. I'm not a good boy in that sense. I speak the truth. And it just honestly, I'll tell you as it is. If a guy can't box, I'll tell you a guy can't box. If a guy's overrated, I'll tell you why he's overrated. Listen, I like Errol Spence, but he's highly overrated. He's a good boxer, but there's nothing he's done to show me he should be so rated. He's never blown anybody out the water worth talking about. Why should he be getting this rating? Good fighter. Not fantastic. But we're going to talk about GGG because I'm looking forward to getting to this one. Damn right, it won't be able to. Yes, Joey. That's why I quoted it. Oh, he's talking about the Mayweather thing. The situation in Dublin was organised crime. Dutch and Irish gangsters run Europe in terms of crime. Yeah, that's true. Ingram, have you got a PayPal link for people to support? Yes, it's on the channel. It's there. Just smash it. Go to the channel and say donate. It's there. The donate button is there, so you can donate. Would really appreciate it. Or you can just do a super chat. Just do the super chat and just donate via super chat. I knew it was scripted when Nassim Hamid was calling for Eubank Jr. to retire and they tried to shut him down. Haha, that guy was wild on him. Yeah. And most of the most exciting things you'll see are out of script. A lot of this stuff is scripted. Believe me, it's scripted. I'm going to talk about GGG. I really don't want GGG to be part of this James Bashir story, so I'm going to do that. And then after that, we're going to get right into an Arsenal season today. David Hayes speaks his mind more than Ferran. Yeah, David's a company man. Believe me, David's a company man. David could run for politician, or he could work. He could run against Boris Johnson, and he'd probably beat Boris Johnson. David's just so slick with his words. But if you listen to 90% or 95% of David Hayes' predictions, if he says one guy's going to win, be guaranteed the other guy's going to win. Go watch David Hayes. Ivana Habazan was up against a stacked deck, and Bashir investigating the weigh-in would have uncovered that Shields was over the weight and had to be taken out. The game is rigged. That's going to be my mission, to get some chats for your super chat. Thank you. It is so, it's very encouraging when people, keep do these things. I mean, I'll be honest with you, my mind's in a very different direction, and I'm ready to walk out the door, as I said, with this sport and everything, and then this Bashir situation happens, and I'm thrown straight back into the sport again. It's getting to the point where I think maybe I should become a full-time trainer. I'm beginning to wonder if the universe is saying to me, you know what, we need you to become a trainer. I am seriously considering. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I won't lie. It is, having had 20 years in sport coaching and had so much success in coaching. I've got so many videos on my hard drive to put out. Having had 20 years of experience of coaching and coached from grassroots level right up to international level and worked with international players. Having done that, I had those experiences and nothing was ever given. I always had to go and take it. I think those skills are transferable into boxing. Having worked with, some good trainers in the past, I would love the opportunity. Would have loved the opportunity to train fighters. That would be something I'd love to do. I think definitely still. And Bashir did want me to work with him, so it was something that was there on the table. Do you think Ali Bashir would be the right trainer for AJ? No. AJ's a law unto himself. I don't believe Bashir could give AJ the sort of knowledge that he needs, because if AJ was like Lennox Lewis, he already sought Bashir out already. That's what I'm saying. So that wouldn't work, I don't think. David Hay has shown how to deal with ring incidents face to face and take the team out as well. No sucker punches, just broken jaws. Yes. In terms of your work ethic and the circles you move in, you remind me of Saif Carmen. Maybe this change will be good for you. Saif Carmen. Who's that? I'm more interested. I'd like to know more about that, sir. Like to move that. I'd like to know about that. People know where I'm at and where I'm moving. Those people who watch BWTM online will see the direction I'm moving in, the sort of people I'm moving with. So that's where I'm kind of at with it. And I have to make some sort of decision as to where I'm going. The next move will be. Yeah, I love the sport. I do love the sport of boxing. But I don't like the BS. I don't like the scripts. I don't like the propaganda. I don't like the racism. I don't like the racist undertones. I don't like a lot of things. SF Carmen is a Philadelphia-based trainer in boxing and martial arts who speaks on real topics similar to yourself. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I'm going to go and do my research. Yeah, I don't like the racist undertones in boxing. I don't like it. No times. Are you moving to religion-based content more than boxing now? Now I don't know why. I don't know what. There seems to be some sort of, and I guess that might be my fault. BWTM Online, right, has always been. I don't know if I can do this for you now. It has always been an online TV station, right? What happened? I diverted and went and started doing stuff on boxing. But if you go and look at the content on the channel, we've had sport. We've interviewed people like Destiny's Child's former manager. All right, we've interviewed politicians. We've interviewed people like involved in Nation of Islam. We've interviewed people of Christianity, Bush Bullwinkle. We've interviewed so many different people. We've done travel shows. We've done relationships. We've done music, entertainment. We've gone to different events. We've done film festivals. We've covered movies. There's so much we've done on the channel that people just think it's just because I do some boxing. No. And we've been doing this for years now, right? So come on, people, give me a little bit more credit. Go and look at the content that's on the channel. Go and look at BWTM Online and look at the stuff we've done years ago. And remember the stuff we've done prior. Jerron Ennis. Everyone's talking about Ennis. We were the first to do the big interview with him. We've interviewed Usyk before anyone paid Usyk any attention. We interviewed Terence Crawford. We have two of the longest interviews with Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman, when nobody cared about Keith Thurman. Tyson Fury, when people didn't think Fury could box. There's so much stuff. There's so much content on that channel, on that BWTM, about so many different fighters and people and events. So much stuff, not just in boxing, outside of boxing. To take go across, subscribe to BWTM Online and see what's really going on. Check the stuff that we've done and have a look. To be honest, boxing is more interesting to me, but I'll stay tuned regardless. The Bashir attack was almost predicted by you, Ingram, when you spoke a while ago about fans disrespecting boxers and thinking they have a chance to get more aggressive. Well, the things I'm saying, have they not come to pass? This is another situation that's come to pass in boxing. I'm gonna do a prediction video of things I expect to see in boxing happen. And we can count them down and see how they happen. All right? I'll do a prediction video just for you guys. The future of boxing. You have so much knowledge of the sport, Ingram. You should be a trainer. Well, if I'm at a crossroads of my life now, so it's either that, or is either becoming a trainer or becoming more of a community leader, one or the other. I just don't see myself staying where I'm at. They kept looking. Yeah, Keith Thurman. Yeah, in the days of Doug Duck, my son. Them days I was talking to Keith. I remember your boxing videos in the late 2000s. Thank you. I thought you started off as a boxing channel. No, that's another thing. I started off in the community. BWTM started in the community. If you go back and you Google my name, community champion, go back and Google that. That was when I did I set up academies across the Southeast. And from that, it set up. I got a community award, a national community award that was shown on Sky TV. It was shown in 8.5 million homes because of the work I was doing in the community, working with different underprivileged communities and giving them an opportunity. You know, I could tell you a lot about that stuff. Again, there's a lot of stuff I can tell you about that. So it's not just, I'm not a jolly come late, you just done some boxing videos. That's not what it's about. But so I didn't just start off as a boxing channel. I actually started off as doing cricket in the community. And then if you go and look back, go back to my original YouTube channel, which is my YouTube channel, not the BWTM channel. Go back and look at it when you get a chance. Subscribe. You'll see stuff on there as well. Right. I think I've said enough about that. I really want to start talking about myself and all that, because that's not what this is about. This is about Uncle Bashir and what's happened. So I'm going to leave it right there, and I'm going to come back and we'll talk about Deverenchenko and GGG, and we'll do that. And then after that, I'm going to do an Arsenal special. So subscribe to your channel. And hey, by the way, when I'm doing my live shows with the football, come in and have a chat. Come in and have a chat. Just because the soccer's on, don't mean I can't talk to you. I'm quite happy to talk to you all. So when the football's on, come in, have a chat. You know, I've got people in the room that are regulars. That are Mr. Glasgow, Mr. Prince. What's my boy? Slicks. Joey. So jump in the room, have a laugh, have a chat. We'll talk about different things. We don't just have to talk boxing or football. We can talk about different things. All right. So I'll probably do that show around 3 o'clock, and we'll do a lot before. Let's go and do GGG and Deverenchenko. I don't know anything about. I'm a Liverpool fan. All right. Well, okay, fine. I might have to stop doing the Arsenal save soon and do something else. Might look for another team. Good. I'm looking forward to it too, Joey. Let me do this GGG review. All right. I'll be back. Speak to you soon.